I was playing random Blurry's Java PvP servers until I found one known as Squad Anarchy. When I joined for the first time, there was a starter kit at spawn, so I grabbed it and just started bullying kids for about 30 minutes, which resulted in me getting an improved set of armor. But soon after, something one of the admins said in chat caught me by surprise. The server being Anarchy, you are allowed to dupe. But one of the only rules that the server actually has is that you cannot dupe the dragon egg. However, it was made apparent that the end was actually open, so I made it my only goal to break that rule and dupe the dragon egg. This meant speedrunning getting to the end and killing the dragon as soon as possible. So while I bullied more kids at spawn, I tried to convince the owner to give me some Eyes of Ender, but he wouldn't budge. So I knew I was going to have to do this by myself, which is absolutely fine. I've beat Minecraft dozens of times, but this time proved to be harder than most. For example, the bedrock nether is super annoying, with piglins trading super slowly, and I normally play with a fog off mod, whereas this server didn't have it, making for an annoying experience traversing. But that wasn't an issue yet. The first one was getting to the nether itself, which is also quite an easy task. If you've seen my videos before, you know that I go to the nether in almost every season of Curspawn first, and my personal best at beating Minecraft is below 20 minutes, so this should all be an easy task. However, that was not the case. Unfortunately, I lost my footage of when I left spawn, but I essentially just got some more diamonds, found a cave, and went to the nether. Upon arriving, I immediately noticed that the fog off mod was not enabled, which was a shame, as in the past it's taken me hours upon hours to find fortresses in the bedrock nether. But I just set off in the nether, hoping that I would stumble across one of the structures. I was looking for bastions and ruin portals, which could provide me with gold to trade with piglins for ender pearls, and of course the nether fortress, which is one of the most important structures in the game, as they can get you blaze rods. The first structure I found after a few hundred blocks was a nether fortress, and I spent about 20 minutes there getting blaze rods. I got about 12 in total, and I nearly died several times. But eventually I was done in the fortress. I went on my way looking for a bastion. After a while of searching, which was to no avail, I decided to mine some gold instead. I traded it with the piglins and did get some ender pearls, but it wasn't quite enough, so I continued looking for a bastion. I soon found one, and it was luckily a treasure bastion, which is my favourite out of the 4 bastion types due to the overpowered loot room. However, they are really difficult to loot, so I started with the top section, which is quite easy, and I just got some basic materials. However, the main loot room is a lot more difficult, so I played it slow and safe. Eventually, I got to the chest and I completed my set of diamond armor. However, I only got a few gold blocks. I left the bastion, mined some more gold, and traded it with the piglins, who unfortunately only got me up to 9 ender pearls. This meant I was going to have to be very sparing when throwing Eyes of Ender, and hope that I get a few eyes in the end portal. I eventually left the nether, where I spawned in the middle of an ocean, so I headed to land and threw my first Eye of Ender. Being over 10,000 blocks out from spawn meant that the stronghold was going to be really far away, but I didn't expect the walkover to take over 25 minutes. Super annoying, but we eventually got there in the end. Searched the stronghold for a bit and found the portal, which had an astonishing 5 Eyes of Ender. Oh my god! What the fuck? I got so lucky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Eyes of Ender in the portal. That's like a 1 in 10,000 chance. I finished filling in the portal and eventually entered the end. I started taking out the crystals and doing minor damage to the dragon when the owner randomly teleported to me. I assume he was just checking up on what was going on. He just sees me in the end and he congratulates me. He helped me kill the dragon and later helped me collect the egg. And he just randomly gave me a gear set of loot that I didn't really ask for, but I'm not complaining about it anyway. It was some good stuff. I returned to the overworld and I just decided to jump the first player that I saw, since I didn't really care about this stuff anyway, so I didn't really care about losing it either. But unfortunately he whipped out a mace and got the kill on me. I did get a bit of the stuff back though, including the pickaxe, which was going to be very helpful towards actually getting the duping machine. So I went on my way and started getting the materials for a duper. You see, duping in Bedrock is really simple, and it's been pretty much the same for about 8 months. It started out with just 2 hoppers and a bundle, but that did get patched. Then it evolved so that you had to push the hoppers with a piston, and it also requires some redstone and a comparator. However, that did also get patched. Nowadays, it is almost the exact same with 2 hoppers and a bundle, but now instead of the comparator, you do need 2 repeaters. With a duping method in mind, I had to just get some redstone. Unfortunately, I didn't realise that the second duping machine had been patched, so I decided to make that knowing it off by heart. I have caught an extortionate amount of people duping on Curspawn before, so believe me when I say that the reason I know the duping machine off by heart isn't because I dupe all the time. It's because I've caught dupers before. But unfortunately, I found out the hard way that that duping glitch had already been patched. So I went to YouTube in search of the new duping glitch, and I found the one that requires the 2 repeaters, and requires nearly the exact same amount of items. It's really simple, works the exact same. Once I got the repeaters, I got to duping. Oh my god, it worked! Oh my god, I've got 3 dragon eggs! Nope, I've got... Oh my god, I've got like 1,000,000 dragon eggs! After beginning to dupe, I duped until I had about a couple thousand. Oh my god, I've literally got all of them. I'm leaving this duping setup here. Actually, you know what, while I'm here, I'm also going to dupe some wind chargers, because I just kind of like wind chargers. Okay, I'll probably E-chest. I'll E-chest like 2.5 stacks. After acquiring thousands of dragon eggs, I finally decided to leave and go to spawn. Diamonds! The fact that these excite me when I've got like 12 stacks of dragon eggs in my inventory. Wait, okay, I'm just gonna start towering up with dragon eggs. I'm in a cave and I need to get out. Am I weird for this? To be fair, I probably am. I've always hated people duping, but it's just like, this is a random public SMP, like who cares? After reaching spawn, it was finally time to start distributing my dragon eggs. I started by just spamming them around, but I soon realised that this was a slow tactic. Let's just scatter some of these over here. Eventually, I got to the spawn platform. Okay, this guy's spawn. I just gave this guy like a bunch of I just gave this guy like 1,000,000 dragon eggs. Oh my god, some guy just died. Is he gonna be at spawn? There's a new guy at spawn. I'm giving him dragon eggs. You know, I'm just gonna give this guy a stack. You know. This server is so over. I had already effectively destroyed the server, making one of the most valuable items completely invaluable. But I wasn't done there, as I had discovered new tech for distribution. Oh my god, I'm gonna build a tower of dragon eggs, and then I'm gonna get down from the tower by like pressing L2 to you know, like TP them everywhere. This guy said, "Did you dupe?" after I spammed like 1,000,000 thingies around. Oh my days. I'm just gonna spam them here. I'm standing at spawn and I'm just TPing them around. The admin is not gonna be happy. I'm gonna tell the admin that my brother's playing on my account. And like, it's not even... They're all in spawn. You know what? You can go down there. You know what? You can go down there. I'm trying to get the guy that I fought earlier to come spawn. I've still got like 4 stacks. Eventually, all the dragon eggs have been distributed or placed around. So before I left, I decided to do a little bit of good and gave my stuff to a new player. I took some screenies with this player and around spawn to truly capture the mark that I was leaving on the server. Likely, a lot of players on the server will never know that it was me who duped the dragon egg, but just knowing that every time somebody joined the server for the first time, they would see the dragon eggs and think, oh my god, somebody duped the dragon egg. That just made me happy. It's quite funny. But this also made me feel some sort of remorse, as the owner of the server just wanted to have a nice server for people to play on. Screw remorse. This was funny as hell. Subscribe.